Hello everyone. So let's start off with possibly the most interesting video of the day. Russia claiming to have destroyed the Challenger 2 tank in Kursk. They shared this video here, which shows the tank moving along a road, which then parks up in a tree line where we eventually see it getting destroyed. Or that is what Russia is claiming this video shows. But there are a lot of suspicious cuts and changing camera angles here, which suggests to me that something is amiss. A vehicle was destroyed here, but was it a Challenger? And the same tank seen moving through the trees? Well, let's take a look. Firstly, this is a Challenger 2, which is interesting that Ukraine has deployed these in Kursk. I believe that makes the Challenger 2 the first NATO tank confirmed to enter Russia. But the tank seen on the video is a Challenger 2, no question. But that's where the truth seems to end, and it's here where we start to get some chicanery. First here, the video showing the Challenger moving and the Challenger near the trees appears to be two different tanks. Both are Challengers I think, but one has camo netting at the front and on top of the turret. The bottom one doesn't. I can't tell for 100% certain, but it looks like this is two different tanks. So, the first sign here that this video is edited. Before we check the next images, let's see where exactly this took place. So, the geolocation was done by Andy on Twitter, and it's on screen now. Point 1 is where the Challenger was first spotted. Point 2, where a tank was destroyed. This is here on Svoboda's map of the situation in Kursk. So let's get to why I think this is an edited video. Well, simply put, the location doesn't match. It's tricky because of the stupid watermarks covering the screen. But the road where we see the Challenger parked up has a small road which coils to our right and a small road which continues straight on, as shown in the image. And at the bottom, after the strike. So, only a road that coils to our right is visible, no sign of a straight road. It could be because the camera isn't good enough quality combined with the stupid watermarks, but I don't think it's there. On the plus side for Russia, the power lines are visible in both images. Let's move on. Here's a screenshot of the two spots. So you can see the road where the tank was destroyed sort of coils around again with curves as shown, with a small trail branching off. But the road where the Challenger is doesn't do that, it's a different road. And here, comparing the road with the destroyed tank nearby with a Google Maps view, you can see the shape of the road is not a match. I think this is a cleverly edited video, designed to try and show a Challenger 2 being destroyed, when instead it shows a Challenger 2 moving along and a different vehicle in a slightly similar looking place being hit. This is far from the first time Russia has used deceptive video cuts and edits to try and fool people. I suppose we will have to wait for a photo from the ground to be certain. If a wrecked Challenger 2 is photographed or videoed, then we know one was hit here, and the differences in terrain are likely because of Russia's cheap cameras. Next up, a video that Ukraine is sharing showing some Russian losses, these likely happening on the first couple of days of the incursion into Kursk. So it shows a BTR-82, a truck and a howitzer being destroyed by Ukraine. Ukraine hasn't released many videos because of offset, so assume that any released are more than likely a few days old. I have a geolocation for the BTR-82 getting hit, but not the others. The BTR was in the tree line here, geolocated by Moklassen on Twitter. Zoomed out this was here pretty much directly east of Chernov and near the village of Chernov. Here, a video showing another T-80 tank being captured by Ukraine. This is a different T-80 from the one that was captured a few days ago that we saw. So, Ukraine is now confirmed to have captured two T-80 tanks and a T-72. And remember, on the first day of the incursion, we also saw two more abandoned T-80s by Russia in the centre of Suja, which were also likely recovered. So, a nice addition to Ukraine's arsenal here. Now, one of the more interesting videos of the day. Ukraine has liberated Vnes Apne in Kursk. This video showing the Russian flag being removed of a cultural house in the village. This is interesting because this settlement is located here. So, this is a newly confirmed liberated settlement. Given its location, this means that either Ukraine has advanced south from Snagost and so has captured Vyakovo, or has advanced north through Gordivka on the border. If the second, then Ukraine has opened up a new border crossing here, and once this road is fully controlled, assuming it isn't already, then this is another key supply route for Ukraine to support operations in Kursk. Given the location here, I think it's pretty safe to say that Gordivka will be confirmed to be Ukrainian controlled in the coming days. Either Ukraine already passed through it, or they've now isolated it. Zoomed in slightly, it also means we can very likely add Viktorovka and Uspinovka, which is right on the border, as Ukrainian controlled. If there are any Russian troops in Uspinovka, they'll be completely cut off. I think it most likely it's already been emptied. So we have some pretty solid evidence now as well that Ukraine has a strong presence in Kamyshno, shown here. This video showing a dozen or so Ukrainian soldiers moving across a field into a group of buildings before going inside. One of the soldiers looks to be wounded, being helped by another. No vehicles are seen, but this is a pretty sizable number of troops. Now, we then get one of Russia's suspicious cuts, and we see that series of buildings completely destroyed. Given the cut, I think quite a span of time went between them entering and the strike, so hopefully they got out of the building before the strike. Russia has been known to hide things by dodgy cuts before. This was this cluster of buildings shown here, which you can see is in the settlement of Kamyshno, not far from Gary, where a group of BTR-4s was ambushed a few days ago. This isn't the only video we have from this region. This video shows a group of Russians in a car driving along a road when a slightly panicked Russian soldier runs towards them. You can also see smoke of likely battles or artillery strikes in the distance. The Russian uploader actually provided some context here, saying the troops in the van were driving with fighters through territory occupied by Ukraine. A conscript runs towards them and the crew of the van save him. So I'm guessing this conscript got separated from his unit in the fighting taking place, or something untoward happened to him and he's the last one left, and he made it to the road and to the van. The geolocation is here. So this van, which was said to be full of troops, heading south along a road leading into Belitsa. Belitsa is here, north of Gary. Now, the Russian Telegram page put this as being Ukrainian controlled. I don't think that's exactly the case, as Gary is still Russian controlled and fighting is going on around Kamyshno at the moment. But I think it very likely the Ukraine has advanced teams all along that road to carry out ambushes and the like. The conscript flagging down the van could be a survivor from one of these ambushes. The smoke in the video we saw is coming from the direction of Kamyshno. It's 4 kilometers from the van to Kamyshno. I find it hard to judge how far away the smoke is. Could be from Kamyshno itself, could be from the forests north of it. But these two videos certainly suggest that Ukraine has advanced up to here. This looks more activity than just recon and advanced units, so it's very likely that Borky and Spalno are in Ukrainian hands, but we need to wait for confirmation from Ukraine. We also have some evidence of the Ukrainian advance towards Chernov. This here shows the aftermath of a Russian strike on Ukrainian positions. Not much is visible, just clouds of smoke being recorded by a spotter drone of some kind. Let's have a look at a screenshot. Annoyingly, there's a massive watermark covering the key area, but highlighted in red is what could be a vehicle with some black smoke coming from the rear. Honestly, it's hard to tell for certain. The bulk of the smoke though doesn't look to be anything at all. I wonder if it could actually be smoke screens or something like that instead. Maybe used by Ukraine to cover the advance. Russia shared it as them hitting Ukrainian positions, but it's Russia. If they told me grass was green, I'd go outside to double check. This you can see is south of Chernov, so Ukraine getting pretty close, if indeed these are Ukrainian positions. Chernov is here. All the surrounding land to the south and east, heavily contested at the moment. A lot of fighting going on in the region. This video here shows a Russian Lancer missing a striker. It looks to actually impact on some power cables that run in front of the striker, with debris landing on the striker itself. A lucky escape, but the striker may be damaged. The striker is hidden in some trees with a second vehicle also hidden nearby. So these weren't abandoned, but the fact they were hidden suggests that there is Ukrainian control in this forest. So I guess it's best to see where this was. This is shown by the red marker near Alexievsky. Up north, you can see our old friend Mordor, which appeared in a video yesterday. The tree line highlighted here, we saw a Senator MRAP hidden and destroyed in yesterday's video. So I think the evidence is mounting, but this area east of Alexievsky is in Ukrainian hands, which is shown on Svoboda's updated map. So it looks like pretty soon we may see Kalchuk liberated by Ukraine, whilst Frodo and Sam hurry north to Mordor. Let's have a look at Svoboda's map in full. So the northern section which we just looked at, this area, all heavily contested. A number of battles and skirmishes reported, in and around the forest and the villages east of Chernov. We looked at a video showing Ukrainian positions south of Chernov, but given how fluid the area is at the moment, I don't think we can call the area Ukrainian controlled yet. The interesting bit is the new border crossing opened. Not shown as Ukrainian occupied yet on this map, but since we saw Ukraine removing Russian flags there, I think it's safe to say it is. On the east, the big area will push towards Gyry, with Ukraine having positions just outside the settlement. That area, again not shown as Ukrainian controlled yet, but certainly a heavy presence here, and you can see signs of battle indicated with our markers all along that section. So that's it for this video. Hope you found it interesting. Now I'm going to play a video from Cause for Ukraine about the ongoing fundraiser. Many thanks to everybody who's helped out so far. Thanks very much, and take care everybody.
Hi folks, I'm driving Nissan Patrol. Amazing car. One owner for the last 12 years. That's one of the first vehicles we bought for medics of the 3rd Assault Brigade. Loading into a lorry today en route to Ukraine. It's already stacked up with some supplies, traveling with it. So stay tuned, there will be more.